Welcome everybody to the second installment of Rise and Shine. In this installment, we're going to review some of the things that we talked about in the initial video that we did a few months ago. We're going to take you around the property and show you all the progress we've made over the last 5 or 6 months. So I hope you enjoy it and welcome. So last time we were all up here, we were just starting the infrastructure work for phase 1 of the project. And now, 5-6 months later, we've accomplished a lot. All of the stormwater drainage is in. The road material has all been laid down. We've started the installation of the underground electrical system, and we've also started the installation of the potable water system. I talked a lot about how important stormwater drainage is here in Costa Rica, where we get some rain. And the nice thing is, I mean, it's a gorgeous sunny day today, but we are in the middle of rainy season. So we get gorgeous sunny days and we also get rainy days. And the nice thing is the stormwater drainage works. So we've gotten a couple of days of really hard rain and it's performing just as I had hoped, protecting the investment that we've made in our roads, protecting our lots so they're not, flooded with water. And so things are performing really great on that front. We've been installing these enormous electrical concrete boxes, basically like have a manhole cover on it. And those are installed so that we can maintain that electrical system. If there should be any problem, we can access it and do any repairs. We're certainly not expecting that, but building that in will ensure that we have an electrical system that performs and that, we don't have to shut down everybody's power if we need to do a little repair on it. We've also taken delivery of the transformers for the electrical system. And this may not sound like a big deal, but we have 4 pedestal mounted transformers, and it's really important to get those on site because the lead time for those items can be really long, sometimes as much as 10 months. But we already have them here. We basically paid in full to jump the line and they're all on site. We've put in 3,000 meters of new roads, almost 2,500 meters of potable water piping. A similar amount is about to go in for the electric. We've got 26 of those maintenance boxes, those large maintenance boxes that have gone in underground, another 22 of these rain catchment areas. We've also recently invested in our own mini excavator. I'm really thrilled about that. It makes me feel like a kid when you had those, yellow Caterpillar bulldozers and compactors. And so this happens to be a Caterpillar mini excavator, and we'll use that to do trenching for some of these infrastructure works. It helps to lower our overall cost and also gives us a lot of flexibility to maintain things after the work is done. So that mini excavator is going to help us out a lot in maintaining the community. And I'm thrilled. I'm like a kid in a candy store to have gotten that piece of equipment. So from an infrastructure standpoint, everything is moving really smoothly. And it's nice to see the transformation of this space. So why don't we head on over to the community area now and give you a glimpse of what that looks like now and what's coming in the next couple of months. Here we are in the community area for the residential development, and what you could see here is that we've actually put stakes in the ground which are identifying really the exact corners and locations of this. When we last talked, we had a conceptual idea of where things were going. We had a little bit of a design, but we now have completely completed the schematic design for the rancho, for the pool, for the playground, for the yoga deck, for this entire area. One of the things that we've done since we last communicated with an update in this area is we added some components to the community space that I wanted to share with you now. We had this area towards the entrance that we weren't exactly sure what we wanted to do. So initially we were thinking a fire pit, But then we had an idea to have a children's garden up there. And this is an area where each family and basically each child has an area of the garden that they maintain and they choose what goes in it. And it's the entrance into this area, so I envision it being used frequently as we come in and out of the community, and enrolling our children in how to grow things, how to feel connected to nature. I didn't want to have to choose between garden or fire pit, so we put both in. We just found a different location a little further down to put the fire pit in so that we can enjoy that on cool evenings as well. We now have those renders, those beautiful renders that you can check out, and we're in the construction drawing process for this area. So with that in mind, we expect to be under construction in the very beginning of 2024. That's exciting because it's a beautiful space and something that will be a real joy for all of us to gather as community residents. I love coming up here to the Mirador up here. It just, first off, it's really peaceful. It has epic views, but it also gives me like just some scale and perspective on what we're accomplishing and where we're going. And when I stand up here and listen to the birds and feel the breeze, it just gives like an unbelievable feeling of peace and calm. From up here, I can look at the school area. I can see where the commercial area is going to be. I can see all of phase one, the roads going in, where the community space is going to be. And it helps to really crystallize the vision for me. Also, I can see where we're going to build our house. And we are in the same process as a number of other families in the construction document phase. I am as eager as everyone else to build our home and excited to get that started in the coming months. So the last time we were up here at the Mirador, we were talking a lot about design and construction services agreements and different pathways for people to realize their home here at Rise. We've now put that program completely into place, and it started with coming up with architectural designs for everybody to review. As you can tell on our website, we've uploaded 12 or 13 different architectural styles, different homes that people can choose from large homes to guest houses and casitas and everything in between. And we formalized the design and construction services agreement that outlines your path forward to creating your home. And as part of that, we needed a team to actually execute and support in that regard. And so we have hired in-house architects, drafters, a service coordinator to manage the relationship with you all, to guide you and to keep you informed on how your construction is going. That program was actually a really big undertaking, and we took a lot of time to make sure that we have all the pieces in place and know what we're offering for each of those service levels. And so you can now see that document and understand where you fit in that matrix based on how you want to build your house. It's been a big lift, but getting the team members also in place that allow you to move through that smoothly, one from the knowledge standpoint, but also your construction documents and permitting. So we have brought that team in-house in a way that'll be very cost efficient for the buyers. You're actually getting way more by going through that service level than you would if you would do it on your own. The goal for us in that was to provide the maximum amount of value for our buyers, and we believe we've done that and are excited to introduce that program to you. Another thing that makes the execution of a project of this size possible is to have a really outstanding project management team. We have engaged a firm called CJI to project manage all of the different components, and they've been doing an outstanding job. Their project manager has moved here and lives on site. We have a site engineer who's every day checking all the infrastructure work, making sure it's done exactly to the level of the drawings. And even above and beyond them, there's a development manager for CJI that is overseeing the entire project, in addition to the founder himself, Jack. And the fact that their team members are moving here, they're relocating from San Jose to Perez Zeledon, in some cases right on the property or just minutes away, makes it the support just feel that much greater. For me personally, I feel amazingly supported, and it allows us to move so many of these elements forward at the same time to support the community and the lifestyle that we all want. So the last time we were here, we talked a little bit about this area being the future commercial area of the property. And what I'm holding right here in my hand is the design and floor plan of the co-working space. What is amazing about this structure is it's actually set up great for a co-working facility, because the bays of the stalls that were for horses are wonderful size for like little offices for everybody. Throughout this space, we've now designed areas for small offices, outdoor lounge area, conference rooms, a podcast studio so that people who are running their businesses or doing online activities have a quiet and amazing space for them to create their digital broadcasts. So this whole area is starting to come together, and we're now working on like, what is the feel of it? We now know the design, we know the layout, and so we're working a lot on the feel. One of the ideas, actually, as you can see with the stables that we've turned into offices, we kind of kept the theme of this structure as it is. And so we're entertaining maybe even keeping that so that there's an element of history and of place even in our commercial area. We expect to start construction in early 2024. We're now moving into that construction documents phase, and it's going to be a really wonderful space. Also included in that actually is a presentation area, sort of like an amphitheater style presentation area, which not only will be great for those who are running businesses and stuff like that, but also I was thinking as a place for us to educate the children, like bring them into this area where all of us as entrepreneurs and virtual professionals and business owners are running our businesses. I actually do a lot of my phone calls and Zoom calls out here in this area, and it's open. And so when we have offices here and offices along that area, you'll still be able to come outside to this courtyard where we'll have this fountain running with water and do your calls. For me, that actually is a source of exercise as well. I noticed that I would walk miles and miles a day on the phone. There's actually scientific evidence to support that part of our creativity is unlocked when we're moving. We need that here in our co-working studio. As you can see in this area, infrastructure work has already begun. Over here is the potable water installation where they are fusing together HDPE tubing that gets buried in the ground. And down there you can see two backhoe loaders working on the final installation of some of the stormwater drainage and roads over there. And that's one of the last areas that needs to get done in advance of finishing that infrastructure work. This is the area of our current and future school. So one of the things that's great is we took a big, large area so that we have plenty of space for the new school that is currently in design. One of the things that I really enjoy about this area and this location for the school is that it's actually not along the public road. It is inside the property. And on the backside, there's this beautiful ridge over there that leads down to a stream that runs behind the school. Overall, I feel like this location, it's like a warm embrace. We started the school 2 years ago, and there's a lot that we've learned about it. As you can see from behind me, we have an open air school, which has been amazing. What I love about this open air is like, here's a classroom, there's banana trees. And right on the other side of there is Mandarina acida, which is like a lime tree. And so the kids are literally immersed in nature while they're going to school. And it's that feel and that connection that we want to maintain in the new design. And we haven't revealed it yet completely, but what I can tell you is it's sort of based on leaves. So the structures are formed in the shape of leaves, of trees. Some of the classrooms will feel like you're going to school in the treetops. Over here, we're gonna put in all new classrooms. This will be an all open play area. We're removing this structure and replacing it with a large area for the children that includes an amphitheater, administration area, cafeteria, play area. So this entire area all around here is dedicated to the school. The first construction of that will be pre-K through 7th grade. And so that construction is going to start in a few months. And our goal is to be open for the new school year, September 2024. I often get asked, how did this all come about? When did it start? And so I thought I might share with you just a brief history of the timeline of how we ended up in this beautiful country, on this beautiful property, bringing forward this vision that is aligned to all of our values. I'd say that the purchase of the property started in 2015 was where we first identified that this property was special and that we were interested in possibly doing this project here. And so in late 2016, we actually purchased the property. And initially, all of our focus was on planning, it was on agricultural work, and just making sure that we were taking the right steps at the right time. It wasn't until later that we really, after we had master planned and decided where everything went, that we started to execute and put those pieces into place. And for me, that was actually a really challenging exercise. I mentioned previously that my background in real estate development in New York City, you were given like a square or a rectangle with the direction to build up. But here, when you have 800 acres and immense options to put anything anywhere, it was challenging for me to decide where to put things. What was the proximity? How far do we want that walk to be, or how far do we want that drive to be? That took time. But it's important because it means that we're executing with clarity. After that period of time, we then decided to start building Kinkara. So the first public-facing element of the project was actually Kinkara. And as some of you know, Kinkara in the Baruka language means new or the beginning. And so we felt that was appropriate for the first phase that actually the public would be able to interact with. So we opened our doors at Kinkara formally in January of 2019 with our first retreat, roughly 3 years after we had bought the property. And that was the beginning. 2 years later, we decided now it's appropriate for us to open up the school. So in July of 2021, we started the school because we know how important that is for the families to be able to come here to have a functioning school. And once we felt confident and sure that we had clarity on that offering, we then decided to start the residential sales process. And that began just last year in May of 2022. Here we are in October of 2023, and we're moving forward. We have some amazing families here joining us already, either renting in the surrounding area, already beginning construction of their homes, but we have the nucleus and the foundation of families that we need to move forward on the residential part of the project. And so because of all that planning, getting the permits, getting all these pieces in place, we can now move forward smoothly. In just a year and a half since we launched sales, to already be under construction and finishing up infrastructure, to have, a number of families beginning to construct their homes, about to begin the construction of the new school, of the common areas, of the co-working space. All of this feels really amazing. And I'm so excited that we're continuing to attract more and more families that are aligned to this type of living, a life of ease, a life of prosperity, a life full of choice. I'm really thrilled about what's to come towards the end of 2023 and into 2024. Thanks for joining us today as we share with you all the updates on the progress here at the RISE project. If you're seeing this video for the first time and wondering what we were referencing as far as the original Rise and Shine video, you can see that from April 2023. If you want to learn more about the project, you can contact our sales director, Alejandra, at sales@risecostarica.com, and she'll be able to share with you all the information you need about what we're doing here and the vision for the community. We look forward to welcoming more of you into the community and enjoying this amazing experience here in Costa Rica.